Hello, my name is Andrea Jones. I am going to ask for donations, and I am finishing talking to you all about a conversation that we had earlier about Cynthia Olvera, a white woman here in um, Texas that has paid to try to have me murdered. So I'm going to finish the conversation, but I want y'all to see me leaving the location. I am pregnant, so go and ask for donations. I don't have a jacket, so I'm gonna be wearing a blanket to get on the bus and go to another Walmart. It's like the nearest Walmart to here. There's one across the street, but these people over here, they're not allowing me to come back into the store. I went there last night, and I'm at the motel right now. It's a very cheap room, and it's freezing cold out here, and they're trying to have me and my baby that I'm carrying sleeping outside. And it has everything to do with Cynthia Olvera trying to pay to have me murdered. So I'm gonna show you, she's swarming up. So every time I come out of the room, people are swarming around me. So I want to tell y'all, so earlier today I was inside of the motel room and I was telling y'all about this location. This is the Texas Inn. It's only $45 to $48 a night. But I was telling that they were, to me, it seemed like it was operations because they kept trying to come in my room. But being that I'm being set up to be murdered, I have to be cautious about all of these things. So I said that the reason why they cut off a video, I'll leave it in the description box. It says that a white woman has paid to have me murdered. Her name is Cynthia Olvera. I am pregnant in Texas. It says something like that. I'll leave it in the description box when I get a chance. There's a highway here as well. The area is not that good, but we were able to afford the room with the donation money. Really, from my job is really the donation money in my job. But let's go into, I don't have a job right now. They have my job refusing to give me hours. They refuse to give me hours so that Cynthia can try to cover up that I'm pregnant, because Cynthia was trying to have me murdered, and she didn't want people to know the truth that I'm with child as well. So while I was in the room, I was explaining that they are doing all these operations to have me without income in the country, pertaining to Cynthia trying to have me murdered. So they had this male calling my cell phone, white male. I'm walking to the bus stop. It's a distance. But they had, and then these people, they know who I am. But I was talking about it, and the male started calling me. As I said, I was saying that's why they don't want to give the donations. It has to do with the hit for hire. She paid to have me murdered. So the women's shelters are not allowing me. They're saying they're full. They've been doing that since I was released on charges for protecting myself from Cynthia's son, which is why Cynthia paid to have me murdered, is because I shot Cynthia's son in the leg in self-defense in 2018, and I was pregnant. So Cynthia tried to have me murdered after that, but I was pregnant, and she also said that they were planning to kill the baby that I'm carrying. And Cynthia was saying that she was gang raping my child. So when they arrested me from the scene where he was assaulting me, and I shot him. They gave my little boy to Cynthia. He was being violent with me and my child in front of a witness where I had gone for help with my little boy. And Cynthia has been enabling Austin to abuse her, Joseph, myself, and my little boy. But when he got out of prison and he continued to abuse me, I tried to get Cynthia involved to have the authorities step in, and Cynthia did not want him to go back to prison. So Cynthia was trying to hide that he was abusing me. So the bus just did an operation. This is what they did last night when I went to the Walmart right here to ask for a donation. They did an operation to have the bus hurry up and speed to the location and try to have me waiting in the cold, and the bus does not come on time. So Cynthia was asking the police department to hide that Austin was abusing me in my apartment after he had gotten out of prison. And she didn't want him to go back to prison. So she was asking the Conroe Police Department to falsify information to try to have me arrested instead of her son for me calling the police and telling them that he was abusing me in my home. So this resulted in me having to take my child out of my home with protection to try to get help when he continued to abuse me in my home. And I ended up shooting him in the leg while he was being stupid with my baby, is what the witness in the restaurant said. So I've been released on all of the charges, but while I was in the jail, Cynthia said that she was raping my child with the KKK here in Texas, telling me that they were raping him to death. While I was in the jail, she said that's when she began raping him with her husband, Joe Olvera, and she said that Austin met her had started raping him too once he got out of the hospital from the gunshot wound. And they told me that they were all setting me up to be murdered. They told me that my two sisters, Larissa and Shakina, were involved. Jones was setting me up to be murdered. They told me that they were involved. The Black Freemason Brotherhood, the Conroe Police Department, are KKK members, and they are Black Freemasons. And they told me that they were letting Cynthia rape him. And they told, when I was in the jail, and they told me that they were raping him too because of the affiliations through the KKK that they have with Cynthia Olvera. So once Cynthia Olvera and the police that are KKK and Conroe told me that they were raping my child with the Black Freemason Brotherhood, a little boy named Melborn met her, and he's mixed race. The father is white. So this is a white male who I shot. And Cynthia said that they were going to kill him. She said that they were raping him to death, sodomizing him back to back to back. The police, gang members. She also said the police that are in the KKK with Cynthia. They also told me they had inmates telling me that they were in the KKK as well, and that they were raping my little boy. That they were actually bringing him to locations where inmates were still incarcerated that were gang affiliated with the Ku Klux Klan, and that they were also gang raping him in locations with the police that are in the KKK. And they said that Austin Metter was involved with allowing them to bring my son to different locations because I shot him, and to allow him to gang rape my little boy with inmates and Ku Klux Klan members. So then while I was in the jail, they said that they wanted to sue me in custody court through Tracy Gilbert and served me with papers while they were trying to murder me pregnant in the back of the jail. So these police officers were involved with trying to help Cynthia kill me in the back of the jail with inmates, and they were lying about my pregnancy. They wanted to say that I was a mental patient and that I committed suicide, but I survived, and the baby is still alive. So she continued to try to have me murdered after I was released on all of the charges, and they had this judge, Tracy Gilbert, say that they could have custody of my little boy while I was in the jail, only temporarily. So what the country country is doing is they're having everybody here set me up outside, including employers, family, and women's shelters, in order for them to say that I don't have income, so that Cynthia can cover up that she was raping my little boy with the Ku Klux Klan for racism. So this is why I'm going to the Walmart to ask for the donations, because they're swarming around me, pregnant outside, and I don't need to be in that type of situation. So the ambulance is coming because I'm telling you what they are doing, and I'm exposing that you're doing this operation around me, and I need the donations. So he's cutting the corner now. I was going to film him. It's an ambulance driver. They're doing this. They're listening. I don't know how, but they're listening to everything that I'm recording on my videos. And they're having people coming around me, and they're trying to set me up over here in the country. As I'm speaking, you'll see several different people coming in my direction. You'll see people all over the place, and they're going to be trying to stop me from winning my settlement. It's a multi-million-dollar lawsuit about the baby. It's still alive. Cynthia tried to have the baby killed. So the male that I'm with, he's trying to move us to another location now, because she's saying that we can't stay there anymore. She's saying that earlier I told they were coming in the rooms. He said that he did not want them to continue to try to say that we had to get up and be out of the room and stand in the cold. While they clean the room at 5 p.m. at night. So they got upset and said that we won't serve you anymore. And so we found another motel. But the thing is that if I can't come up with the money to give him, I don't know if he's going to allow me to stay. And that is going to put me in a position to where I'm not going to have anywhere safe to be. It's very cold, but they are trying to plot on the child that I am carrying while I'm outside. It's too cold for us to be out here like that. So they cut the camera off while I was explaining that. I'll leave that video in the description box, that this is why I need the donations, and the entire country knows why I am going into the establishments asking for the donations. Okay, that's another bus. I'm waiting for a bus that's going to take me to a Walmart location, where I'm going to go into a different Walmart, and I'm going to ask for the donations. I'm going to tell them that I'm pregnant and that I'm homeless, and I'm going to ask them to help me with a few dollars, and then I'm going to use that money to survive here in the United States until I can get someone to represent me that's not going to, I don't want to say be afraid of the Ku Klux Klan, but sell me out to the Ku Klux Klan, because that's basically what the politicians are doing. There are Black Freemasons that are involved. They have Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, the NAACP, these different public figures are affiliated with the Black Freemason Brotherhood that said they were raping my son to death with Cynthia Olvera. So this is why I'm not being represented by any sort of public figure, and I have 31 social media platforms and a multi-million-dollar lawsuit about self-defense, because they're trying to cover up that there were Black Freemasons that also said that they were gang raping my son with Cynthia Olvera. So the male, he basically, I believe he was trying to stop me from being able to talk about it in the room. So when I give him the money, then I'm going to be in the room with him tomorrow. He's going to work, and then he's going to be in the room with me tomorrow, and I'm not going to be able to make any videos, and I'm not going to be able to even stay in the room long, only to keep me out of the cold at night. And then I'll have to go back out in the morning and ask for donations, with them trying to have police jump on me inside of the establishment. They're trying to pretend like they do not know who I am when I'm coming in the facility, and they are doing operations around me to follow me around the store, to tattletale on me about asking for the donations. And then I'm saying, you all know that They said they gang raped my son to death, and you know why I'm in the store asking for the donations. You know that they're trying to kill the baby that I'm carrying, and they're desperately trying to keep from paying out the multi-million-dollar lawsuit. But the main thing I feel that they are desperately trying to cover up is that Cynthia said that she was raping him in her custody. So for that many Americans to be framing me about shooting a white male in the leg, for this woman to rape my child, for my own family to be framing me, they paid to have me killed. So I have a right to tell what's actually going on. They don't want me in a position to where I can be by myself in a location. So this is why they don't really want to give me the donations, because I was in a room by myself, but they also had my job fire me around the time that they started having businesses heavily pick up on not giving me the donations. The Galleria Mall in Houston, Texas, they are completely involved with the operation to try to set me up to be killed. I have been releasing videos inside of the Galleria Mall for 8 months, abused and pregnant, sitting inside of the mall. People started coming up there giving me donations, and they had the security staff try to tell me that I can never come to the mall to ask for donations again, although they made probably almost $1 million off of my presence inside of the mall, because they were coming up to the mall because of the videos that I was releasing on social media about my case. And it helped the business to gross a lot of revenue from me being inside of the mall telling about my case. And now they're trying to set me up again. They were doing it while I was releasing the videos. They were having me sleeping at bus stops in the area, but I would come inside and get donations in a Walmart on Kirkwood in Houston, Texas. They're also involved. They're completely involved with the operation, because I have been sleeping at bus stops around Kirkwood Walmart and asking for donations inside of the Kirkwood Walmart, and they all know that I am with child, and they're banning me, trying to have me arrested by police at all of the locations that I go to. These people are swarming to follow me to the location, and then they're going to be inside of the Walmart, and they're going to tell me that they don't have any cash, which is a few dollars, and then they're going to have the staff following me around and then tell me that I will have to leave the store. So I'm actually going an hour across town for them to try to put me out like that, and then they're having the police they're trying to hurry up and get the police on the phone, and then they're trying to keep me in the store in an altercation, and then trying to have the police come and harm me or arrest me to cover up my pregnancy, and that they've been raping my child. They said they were raping my child. So the Macy's at the Galleria hired me after I had been releasing evidence about my case as a barista at the cafe on Westheimer Road, where I was homeless and pregnant in the area, releasing videos for the past 8 months. And they have had Christian and Eder involved, 2 white males, a woman named Lanice and Talisha, and a woman named Kim involved, in a male named Tom, to make it seem like they could not give me any hours on the schedule, because 12 hours a week at $15 an hour afforded me $180 a week for me that was coming to my pay card every week for 2 weeks, for me to be able to not have to be outside. So the main reason why they want to stage me outside is because they're trying to cover up the pregnancy, and they're trying to stop me from being able to talk about the case by myself. They don't want me to be able to sit down and talk about the case by myself, which is why I don't have anywhere stable to live in the country. They wanted to Jane Doe me, where they were trying to have me outside without any documents. They had blackmail steal my social security, debit cards, and they stole my identification, and I had to get all of those items back over the period of time that they have been trying to set me up to be murdered since the shooting. So I have the documents. I was able to obtain employment, and they have them denying me into apartments, and then having the employers involved with the operation to try to either harm the baby as I'm working for them by trying to put too much work on me, or they are trying to have me relieved from the job so that they can try to have me outside. And they don't want me to be able to have my hair or my makeup done or anything like that, because Cynthia is trying to say that I'm a bum on the streets and a prostitute. She's trying to say that I'm a mental patient in family court. She's trying to say that I don't have the income to afford to be able to take care of my son, so that she could rape him and sodomize him with her husband. Her son Austin met her, his father, the Conroe Police Department. They are my enemies because they said that they hated me because I shot Austin and he was white. So they all abducted my son, and they have everybody doing operations. So I do believe that it is an operation if this male stages me outside from this point. After she's telling me, she's saying he can't come back to the room. So I feel like he did do an operation. There's 2 more officers. I feel like 4 officers. So I feel like she did do an operation with this male to say that he could not rent there again. It's the cheapest motel in the area, where I was able to afford to be here for the past 3 weeks, 3 weeks. So if he does not let me come with him, if I can't come up with the donations while they're trying to harm us inside of the establishments while trying to get the donations, then I'm set up. And if I come and talk to this lady and say, ma'am, I have some money, I want to rent this room by myself, and she says to me, well, you can't rent here anymore because the male that you were with that time in the room, he can't stay here, so you can't either. I don't know if she would do that, but I believe there may be some other motels in the area that I could try to afford that may be a little higher, but they're following me right now, and they're trying to stage for me not to have the donations. I only need $25 a night for the room, and a little bit more for food, because we don't have a stove inside of the room to cook anything. There's only a microwave, so I do need to be able to access hot food and things like that. So I need to have a job so that I can save my income and get in a position where I'm safe, where I can continue to tell about the murder, the rape, and the pregnancy. The baby is alive. So I need to be somewhere safe, where I'm not there for just a week, where I'm not there for just, I think they're going to let me talk up a lot of space on this video, and then it's going to take like an hour for it to load, and my phone is dying. And then when I get to this location, and I'm going to Walmart in Greenspoint on Tidwell. So when I get to the location, they're going to try to do an operation to where I don't have my phone. I don't have any storage on my phone to be able to show y'all what they are trying to do inside of the establishment. If you watch my channel already from yesterday and see what they did yesterday in this Walmart right here, then you'll see they're cornering me, following me, having employees following me. They're on the intercom. As soon as I walk in the door, they're on the intercom and asking employees to come to sections over the intercom for customer assistance while I am in that section. And then they're following me with carts. They're cornering me on aisles, surrounding me on the aisles with customers. And then as I'm asking them for the donations, they're all saying we don't have cash. God said that they're trying to lie to me and say that the country is under a beast system where they don't carry cash. But God said, so you're telling her that she can't go in the store and spend a $1 bill? And so being that I can still go in the store and spend dollars and get change, God is saying these people are lying to you, telling you that they do not have the donations in the store, telling you that